Okay, now remember that in none of the figures, none of the constructions I've done, has it required me to use a measuring tool that would give you a number. Okay, it's just that we can use the compass or use a straight edge to verify that things are the same length, just simply by drawing the straight edge and then measuring using the end of the compass. So we don't have a number associated with it, just simply that they're congruent. Okay, now in this one we are going to draw a quadrilateral that has all four congruent sides, or a regular quadrilateral, which has another name called a square. And again, I'm going to start out with my circle. Now, note too that what I'm doing, I am inscribing polygons inside circles. Remember, inscribed in, I-N, inscribed begins with I-N, so inscribed in. So, the first thing I'm going to do is draw a diameter. Okay, that's easy. All I have to do is draw a segment that touches the sides of both sides of the circle and goes through the center, and that's our diameter. Okay, now I need another diameter, but it's a special one. I need a diameter that's going to be a right angle, so I need to construct a perpendicular bisector to this segment. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here just a minute to finding the midpoint. Okay, in our segment that we did where we found the midpoint, the thing we have to remember here that I didn't tell you in the video is that when we draw the midpoint and we connect these points, this will be not only a midpoint, but the segment that bisects here, if we call this XR, okay, XR is a perpendicular bisector, or is perpendicular to AB. Okay, now not only is it perpendicular, it's perpendicular so that AM is congruent to BM, so that means it's not only perpendicular but a perpendicular bisector. Okay, so I want to do the same thing here. So I want to extend this over halfway, so it's easy here. Here's halfway, so I'm going to extend it over here, and then I'm going to arc above and below, and I'm just going to swing it up, pick it up, do the same thing. I'm just doing like we did a midpoint a minute ago. We know where the midpoint is, but what we need to know is where these other 2 points would be in order for it to be perpendicular. Now keep in mind, it's obviously going to go through what we have already as our center of the circle. So we connect these, and I'm going to make sure it goes all the way through to the points on my circle. Okay, now I had these 2 original points, so if I connect these 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, then I have constructed a square in the easiest manner possible. Okay, constructed a square. Now let's think a minute. What did we do? What could we do? Let's go back to the hexagon a minute. Let's say that I wanted to make a dodecagon, which would be 12 sides. This is 6. So if I could half these, that would give me a dodecagon. So basically, I could bisect one side and figure out where it would cross the circle, then measure it and arc in between, and then connect to the points I already have, and I would have a dodecagon, or have 12 sides. So we're going to do the same concept with this. So if this has 4 sides, if I cut each side in half, that would make it have 8 sides. So I'm going to bisect this side. So I just turn this so you can see it. I'm going to arc over halfway, above and below. Now here's the thing, constructions get messy, okay, so you have to pay attention to what you're doing and where you're arcing. So see, we crossed right here, so I'm going to put a dot there so I can see it, and then a dot out here. Now, I'm going to connect these from here to here. Now note what I'm going to do. I'm not going to draw this big long line and make it messy. I'm only going to draw where it crosses the side right here. How's that? Then I'm going to measure and put the dot there, and then I'm going to measure from the dot I just marked. Oh, well, there goes that. Need another pencil. And I, of course, always have one extra ready and waiting because I typically will break a lead when I'm doing constructions. Okay, so let's move this together here and measure here to here. Now I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to press it in here and measure from here to here, and measure from here to here. Then when I do these points, maybe if I used a regular pencil rather than my compass, I wouldn't press so hard. Okay, now connect these, and even though it's messy, I can tell, and it's not exact as I said, I can tell that you have constructed. Now think about this. As you're beginning to use Geometry Sketchpad in the next section, what are the things, what are the geometry parts, so to speak, that I have actually done? I have drawn line segments, and I have drawn these arcs that I make are parts of circles. So I've drawn tons of circles in this, and this is the way that you would actually construct if you were doing in Geometry Sketchpad. Would be doing line segments and circles. Okay, so now this is a square or a regular quadrilateral, and this is 8 sides, which if you look at it this way is not a figure that you normally see, but if you turn it this way with the flat pieces on the top and the bottom, it looks like a stop sign, and it's an octagon, which means 8 sides.